Hi, how are you? I'm Joe Realmuto. I'm the executive chef at Nick and Toni's Cafe here in New York City. Today we're going to be making a green market garden vegetable pesto, and we're going to be using the Amore product. They have some great products. We're going to be using their garlic paste and also their tomato paste to help in our pesto. I really like this product. It's easy to use, resealable. There's some great bold flavors. It's all natural. It's just an all-around great product. This is a pretty easy recipe, something you could do at home, and it's pretty versatile. You could use it for a lot of different things. Today we're going to be using it in a little pasta, which everybody loves. First thing we're going to do is we're going to dice up our eggplant. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a small dice, and we're going to soak it with a little bit of salt to kind of draw out all of the bitter flavors from the eggplant. We're just going to sprinkle it with some salt, place it in the colander, let it set for about 20 minutes. And the size really doesn't matter because we're going to be pureeing this all later. And again, as it sits, the salt will draw out all the bitter flavor from the eggplant. And that's it. And that could just basically sit there while we're prepping the rest of our ingredients. What we're going to do is we're going to dice up an onion, dice up the peppers. The last vegetable we're going to do is tomato. And tomatoes is another one of those products we only use when it's in season. If we're going to try to use something that's not in season, you know, we go to a really good product or a substitute for it, you know. And actually the Amore tomato paste is a really good one to use in a lot of our pasta products rather than you trying to use fresh tomatoes. And if you decide to make this one in the winter, you could just basically, you could omit the little bit of fresh tomato that's in it and just add a little bit more of the Amore tomato paste. And the last vegetable we really have to prep for this is some fresh basil. What I like to do is just give it a fine chiffonade, which basically means to slice. I kind of roll up the leaves and give them a quick slice. Okay, the next step we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of roasted heirloom cherry tomatoes to this. I found these at the green market, so they were beautiful, so I figured I'd use them in this recipe. And this is a really simple step. We're just basically going to take some of these cherry tomatoes, a little bit of olive oil. I'm actually going to throw them in a bowl. I'm going to take a little bit of the garlic paste, and I'm just going to sprinkle it on there. I'm going to season this well with salt and pepper, and I already had my olive oil in there. I'm just going to mix these up a little bit, throw them on a little pan, and at your house you could basically put these on a little cookie sheet and it'll go right under your broiler. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roast these until the tomatoes burst. And just stick them under the broiler. Okay, the next step is we're actually going to cook down all of our vegetables. We're going to use a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add my onions, peppers, about 4 teaspoons of garlic paste. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to just let this cook down fairly slow until all the vegetables are nice and translucent. This is probably about 5 to 8 minutes. The vegetables are starting to get a little translucent and nice and soft, so we're ready for our next step. We're going to add some Amore tomato paste, which is about 4 teaspoons as well. And the nice thing about this product is once you're done, you take your top and it goes right back in the refrigerator. It's one of the things I love about this product. And then we're going to add some fresh chopped tomatoes to that as well. We're going to stir this up. Let this cook for about another 8 minutes. The tomato paste will caramelize a little bit of the sweetness will come out of it. The tomatoes will cook down. The cherry tomatoes are looking beautiful. They're getting nice and soft. You could smell the garlic. It smells really beautiful. And those are pretty much done. So I'm going to let those sit over there. That will cook for a few more minutes, and then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to let it cool in the refrigerator just to take a little bit of the heat out of it, and then we're going to puree it with the rest of the ingredients. So our vegetables should be nice and cool now, ready to puree into a pesto. Pull them out, and we're going to put them into a Roboku, or at home you can put it in a small Cuisinart, which is basically the same thing. We're going to add about a half a cup of ricotta, which kind of smoothens it out a little bit. About a half cup of that basil that we chiffonade, tightly packed into a cup. And then again, I'm just going to add a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and then all we need to do is puree this. Just going to let it go until it's a nice, smooth pesto paste, and we're good to go. Our next step for this dish is we're going to cook some garganelli pasta. Our tomatoes are roasted, and we're just going to put the dish together. I'm just going to take a little bit of the pesto. I'm going to just make enough for about 1 serving. A couple little spoons. I'm just going to put that down on the pan. I'm just going to get a little bit of the chill out, but I'm not looking really to cook the pesto anymore. I'm going to pull our pasta out. I'm going to add a little bit of this salted pasta water to it. It's got great flavor. Kind of toss that, mix it up a little bit. I'm going to add some of these beautiful cherry tomatoes, which has that garlic paste and olive oil. It's got a little bit of that tomato juice. I'm going to save just a little bit for the end for plating. And we're just going to turn around. Just a touch of fresh basil. We're going to plate it up and clean up our plate. Top it with a few more of those roasted tomatoes. All that nice juice. And there you have it, garganelli pasta with Green Market Garden pesto using our Amore tomato paste and garlic paste. I am Joseph Realmuto from Nick and Toni's Cafe, and you're watching Taste of New York.